Oh my goodness, people of the world, marketing as a foreign language. So very Monday, so very June 29th. Today, YouTube's working on a new analytics overview summary to help creators maximize performance. Facebook adds new warning prompts to stop unintended sharing of older news articles. 12 reasons to integrate visual content into your marketing campaigns. The most common website mistakes affecting your SEO in 2020. A Facebook dark mode is now being tested with a small percentage of mobile users. TikTok says it will stop grabbing data from user clipboards after an update exposed the process. And apparently some San Diego Airbnbs. We begin now. Hey, it's Todd Freedom. Hair and Makeup by Kellen Kausman. I'm also the assistant gaffer. What? Oh my gosh. Marketing is a foreign language. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, doke. Facebook ad ban heats up heading into July. Stock drops 8% as more advertisers call for changes to Facebook's content policies. They are hitting them where it hurts. The pocketbook. Oh me, oh my. Unilever is the latest to join the fight from Susan Winograd at Search Engine Journal. The recently formed coalition of hashtag Stop Hate for Profit has started showing its seriousness to Facebook. Unilever, the CPG, don't know what that stands for, giant, has suspended all of its Facebook advertising spend through July. Ooh, quote, given our responsibility framework and the polarized atmosphere in the US, we have decided that starting now through at least the end of the year, we will not run brand advertising on social media newsfeed platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter in the US. Continuing to advertise on these platforms at this time would not add value to people and society. Unilever, as reported in the Wall Street Journal, Unilever joined the ranks of other companies who have already pulled spend, including, oh my gosh, Verizon, Hershey's, and Coca-Cola. Collectively, it's put an over $7 billion dent in Facebook's ad revenue. Hold the phone. Hold all your phones. Facebook stock dropping, apparently, on the news. Look at this. 235 down to 209. Trying to recover, still up from year to date. So there you have it. Look at this. Fascinating stuff. Why are companies pulling Facebook ad spend? Well, Facebook is no stranger to controversy around its content policies, election drama, and outright ineptitude at enforcing its own rules. This is probably the largest coordinated effort to date. Also, shout out to Lanesia Kautzman. CPG is consumer packaged goods. It does not stand for can't peel grapes. Thank you, Lanesia, in chat for that. The heat turned up after the 2016 election and hasn't really settled down since. However, as the stressors and conversations in 2020 have come to the forefront, it's highlighted how problematic Facebook's content policies really are in its effort to please everybody. That's a sentence that never ends well. By making it a, quote, free speech zone, it's making a lot of companies uncomfortable. The very companies that pay Facebook money. Anti-protester content in the midst of Black Lives Matter, incendiary and or outright untrue statements by public figures, accusation of voter suppression, no fact-checking on political ads, and a relaxed stance on Trump commentary have all stoked a collective fire. Stop Hate for Profit. The unrest and discomfort among advertisers has been organized under the banner of, quote, Stop Hate for Profit. The group is co-organized by groups like Color of Change, NAACP, and Sleeping Giants founder Matt Rivets. It's been calling for change collectively by advertisers to mobilize pressure for change on content policies, most notably by committing to withdrawing ad spend for July. Holy smokes, adokes. Well, I don't know about you, but when Mr. Zuckerberg, made his first billion or whatever, I think for a long time there, he was just high flying. I think the folks at Facebook were just high flying. It's like, let's go. We're making tons of money. We're changing the world. So awesome. Yeah, we're doing such a good job. And then it's like, if you read your history, you know that it's going to get real ugly real quick. There's just no way around it. And the reality of how much power they have, and it is a ludicrous amount of power, is coming to bear. When you can pull $7 billion. Now, mind you, they did go up $2 billion from 2019 to 2020, if I recall my facts correctly. So will this matter to Facebook's bottom line? It depends on the definition at hand. While $7 billion sounds like a lot of money, it's small relative to the over $70 billion in advertising revenue Facebook rakes in. Yeah, but that's 10%. For a company of that size? You kidding me? 10%, that's not profit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've got overhead, they've got costs. There's no question about that. The real story here is probably around the stock prices. As a public company, Zuckerberg has stakeholders that are watching, and surely they saw the 8% drop in stock price upon Unilever's announcement. Why is he still doing this? Isn't that crazy to you? That dude has so much money, he just keeps grinding it out. Will this benefit advertisers? Many advertisers immediately started wondering if and how this could benefit ad prices. Reduced competition for ad space can reflect in cheaper cost, something that was felt during the initial weeks of COVID-19 as ad spend fell. Those prices have since increased to pre-pandemic levels, with advertisers hoping this could cause a second wave of cheaper ads during the summer months. Interesting. Yeah. So how is Facebook responding? Although claiming changes were already in the works, Zuckerberg issued a statement outlining changes to policies on Friday afternoon. In regards to hate speech, he noted Facebook's track record versus other social platforms in curbing hate speech, while not saying specifically how the following items would be identified. He announced that ad policies would expand to prohibit claims that people from a specific race, ethnicity, national origin, religious affiliation, caste, sexual orientation, gender identity, or immigration status are a threat to the physical safety, health, or survival of others. Bah. All right. Thought police. Thought police, information police. It's not surprising to me that they're blue. We are asking them to be the information police. Is that their job? It is now. Who else is going to do it? So do we want information police saying what you can and cannot say, right? Do we want to give it to artificial intelligence to make that decision? Do we want to give it to a group of engineers who build artificial intelligence that then decide what is okay and what isn't? Yeah, they're the new cops on the street. Facebook info police. The info popo, that's what Facebook is going to become. They have to. Google explains how YouTube search works. Google explains how YouTube search works in a new resource dedicated to the inner workings of the video sharing platform. Matt Southern writes, as part of a larger effort to explain how YouTube works, Google published a new resource to answer commonly asked questions, blah, 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 blah. YouTube search ranking system sorts through over 500 hours of content uploaded every minute to find the most relevant results for a query. The search prioritizes these three main elements: relevance, engagement, and quality. So if you hit that like button or leave a comment or do both, you're helping with the engagement. The quality is obviously garbage. There's nothing really we can do about that. And whether or not it's relevant is up to whether or not this content is what people are searching for. Relevance. YouTube's ranking algorithm looks at many factors when determining relevance. Without getting too specific, the YouTube points out factors such as the title tags, description, and video content itself. Sure, engagement search algorithm incorporates aggregate engagement signals from users, such as the watch time of a particular video for a particular query. The company notes that engagement signals are a valuable way to determine relevance as well. To determine quality, YouTube uses signals that should be very familiar to search marketers. Quote, finally, for quality, our systems are designed to identify signals that can help determine which channels demonstrate expertise authoritativeness and trustworthiness on a given topic. What a quote. Amazing. Expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness is the name of my high school band. It's also known amongst search marketers as EAT. E-A-T. It's easier to say EAT than expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It should be familiar because Google emphasizes the importance of these signals for its search results as well. Other factor, personalization. Can we talk about these factors without them having 4 syllables? Personalization, that's way more than 4. In addition to the above 3 main factors, YouTube also tries to determine relevancy for each user by taking into account a user's search and watch history. Oh my goodness. It's not uncommon, or it's common, for search results to differ from one user to another for the same query. We know this is true. Raising authoritative sources. YouTube makes a point of mentioning that it prioritizes content from authoritative sources when it's appropriate to do so. This can include categories of content such as news, politics, and medical for scientific information, blah, blah, blah. LinkedIn content creation is up 60% compared to last year. LinkedIn users are creating significantly more content this year, according to an interview with the company's consumer marketing director. Good for them. LinkedIn is seeing a surge in content creation and consumption, and engagement between users is up as well. Gopani, director of brand and consumer marketing at LinkedIn, tells Social Samosa that members have been using their time during lockdown to push their professional lives forward. Quote, we are seeing a 55% year-over-year increase in conversations among connections globally since March 2019. Members are increasingly reacting, commenting, resharing, and replying to comments as they look to reconnect with their network and share advice and tips that can help them, blah, 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 blah. Unsurprising that LinkedIn is jumping. Specifically highlights spikes in engagements on articles mentioning the following topics. Business continuity. What? Is up 144%. Cloud services up 78%. Video streaming, huge, 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 up 71%. Cyber security up 66%. Remote working, virtual reality software. That reminds me, I definitely should be streaming on both Facebook and YouTube simultaneously using Restream. That's on the to-do list. The hashtags, hashtag marketing and hashtag leadership, rank in the top 5 hashtags on LinkedIn. LinkedIn flooded with remote work content. Unsurprisingly, the topic of remote working is seeing the greatest surge in content creation. Articles mentioning remote work are up 391%. Thank you, Lenasia, for that wonderful comment. She writes, don't cross the streams, and she's right. She's right about that. YouTube working on a new analytics overview summary to help creators maximize performance. YouTube's working on a new video analytics display, which is designed to help creators better understand where their views are coming from and how they can maximize each video's performance. As explained by YouTube creator insider Connor Kavanaugh, quote, this is a new analytics video overview that has smarter explanations about how your video is doing. It's going to tell you more about how it's doing from the point of view of the YouTube homepage and watch next suggestions. As you can see here, the new analytics report highlights your video's click-through rate and average view duration, while it also provides specific insight as to how much of your traffic is coming from home versus suggested. Okay, I get it. So we're going to get new, better analytics data for YouTube. Obviously, if you're not on YouTube, if you're not live streaming, if you're not producing YouTube content, this doesn't matter. Most small businesses simply do not. Why is always something that will elude me. I don't get it. So many benefits to producing content on YouTube. They've been working to improve its analytics tool, or their analytics tool rather, over the last few months. We understand it. New stuff coming in from YouTube. Facebook ads. New warning prompts to stop unintended sharing of older news articles, with more people relying on Facebook for news content, and the reason why $7 billion of ads have been pulled from the network. Perhaps the social network has also been a key source of debate and discussion around such, and that unfortunately also includes the spread of misinformation and or skewed framing of events in order to further political agendas. Part of this comes via blatant misinformation being circulated both on Facebook and online more broadly. But another element that Facebook has found to be problematic is that some users will reshare older news articles or posts and frame them as new information. I've seen this a lot. That can confuse debate over current issues. And now Facebook is looking to address this by adding in a new warning screen. Again, they are the information police. When people go to share a link, that will alert the user if the content they're looking to share is more than 90 days old. Wow. As you can see in this sequence, the warning screen will alert users to the age of the article they're looking to share, but it won't stop them from sharing it if they choose. So this is like the crossing guard saying, hey, you may not want to cross. You can. Go ahead, cross that street, but you may not want to. As per Facebook, quote, over the past several months, our internal research found that the timeliness of an article is an important piece of the context that helps people decide what to read, trust, and share. News publishers in particular have expressed concerns about older stories being shared on social media as current news, which can misconstrue the state of current events. That's true. Several publications have sought to address this issue by themselves. Last April, The Guardian began adding a new date listing on older posts when people shared them on social media. All right, we get it. Well, here's an example. The Guardian noted that it regularly saw spikes in resharing of one of its older articles on horse meat regulations in the UK, which it originally published in 2013. The old article had been repeatedly used to reignite debate around the issue, with sharers outraged that such a proposal is being considered. Again, this is not the first time that Facebook has added warning prompts to get people to rethink their sharing behavior. Back in 2016, Facebook added similar pop-ups on posts, which had been disputed, mind you, by third-party fact checkers. Okay, we get it. Moving on. 12 reasons to integrate visual content into your marketing campaigns. Visual content is processed faster by the human brain. Visual content makes up 93% of all human communication. Apparently, visual content is easier to understand. Video is the preferred visual content option for users. Yes, of course, this makes perfect sense to me. 12 reasons to integrate visual content into your marketing campaigns. 500 plus hours of content is uploaded to YouTube every minute. We are doing our part to do exactly that right this second. 1 billion hours of YouTube videos are watched daily. The average engagement rate for Facebook video posts is 6.13%, whereas the average engagement for non-video posts is just 3.6%, so almost twice as much for video. Our brain only needs 1/10 of a second to understand an image, whereas reading 200 to 250 words takes an average of 60 seconds. I don't know why an image and 200 to 250 words are being lumped together. Visual content makes up 93% of all human communication. 93% of all communication is nonverbal. I'd like to see where that stat comes from. 70% of all the sensory receptors in the body are in the eyes. Okay. 40% of all of the cerebral cortex is involved with processing visual information and making sense of what we're seeing. Articles with images get 94% more total views. Who is sharing articles without images nowadays? I don't know. Visual content that goes viral can bring huge amounts of inbound traffic, blah, 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 blah. The most common website mistakes affecting your SEO in 2020. Okay, they're broken down into technical errors, on-page SEO errors, crawlability errors. Let's take a look. SEO performance. SEO mistakes by types. This is not a very good infographic, is it? Errors with status codes. They're just giving us percentages. This is ridiculous. If you don't have Google Search Console installed on your website, you should do that. You should look to see if there's any errors there. If there are, you should send those to your web developer. If you're interested in being a web developer, growing into a web developer, or you are a web developer, obviously Google Search Console is where you want to go, where you want to be. So that's my takeaway from that article. Facebook dark mode is now being tested with a small percentage of mobile users. Yes, it's coming. According to Andrew Hutchinson at Social Media Today, Facebook has confirmed that some users are now able to switch to dark mode. in the mobile app. Oh me, oh my. Revolutionary. The game will never be the same. As you can see in these screenshots, dark mode now appears as an option in your Facebook app settings. We asked Facebook for confirmation and they told us that it is indeed now out in the world, though only for a small percentage of users globally right now. Why is this a big deal? Dark mode options have a very dedicated fandom. We regularly get asked by our readers for updates on dark mode in various apps, though we are getting to the point where most now facilitate an official dark mode option. Okay, so there's a dark mode on Facebook. Wow. My mind is blown. TikTok says it will stop grabbing data from user clipboards after new iOS update exposed the process. TikTok has said that it will remove a feature which reads data from the clipboard on user devices as they use TikTok after a recent iOS update. Jeremy Purge of Emojipedia posted this example of the process on Twitter, writing, okay, so TikTok is grabbing the contents of my clipboard every 1 to 3 keystrokes. iOS 14 is snitching on it with the new paste notification. As you can see, the new iOS notification repeatedly informs Birch that TikTok pasted from Instagram as he types in the app. The process works like this: when you have something that you've cut from someplace else, like a section of text or URL, sits on your clipboard. The latest version of iOS now informs you when that happens. The process has been happening for years in the background in various apps. Wow. Users just, okay, so if you were to say, have like a username or password, you clip it, maybe that's hackable, maybe that's the main issue here. And it's not likely at all to be nefarious. As noted, a range of apps utilize the same functionality. In practice, it's probably not a big deal, but perceptually, it doesn't look great. And with TikTok already under scrutiny over how it moderates certain content, I get it, okay. Okay, more privacy stuff. All right, so the news of the day on this glorious Monday. Facebook ad ban heats up heading into July. So down $7 billion. I'm not huge. Oh, thank you for the like, by the way. Whoever just hit that, much appreciated. Probably Esther Sass. Facebook, I don't know. Would it be smart to buy their stock right now, sell their stock? This is something to consider. 8% drop, gigantic drop in ad spend revenue for the Facebook machine. This is the nature of having a company this large. And look, there's never been a company quite like Facebook. So what are they going to do? You know what? I think at a certain point they will finally say no. They will finally say, you know what, that's a bridge too far. Up to this point, I feel like they've pretty much capitulated to everyone who says this is not okay, make changes. They do it, they try. You know what? It's like the role of law enforcement. You know, so there's a lot they could be doing better. There's no question about it. I think the main difference here is we don't see artificial intelligence being used with normal policing, like actual physical human police. They don't have artificial intelligence, whereas Facebook does. So Facebook can always say, well, we tweaked the algorithm. But they are, let's make no mistake about it, they're cops. Blue is their color, and they're the information police. So what does that mean? I think the craziest part about it is that they are not publicly funded, right? So they're like private security for information. And the craziest thing is we're the ones doing it, right? So we're the users, we're sharing the content, we're the civilians. I bet 95% of us, 98% of us are doing stuff that's just totally, what's the word to describe it? Innocuous, right? Like, I don't do anything on Facebook that's crazy, but there's a lot of people doing all sorts of crazy stuff on Facebook, you know, and Facebook, do they have a responsibility to quell what is known misinformation? And where do you draw that line? It's tough. It's just tough. And so when a private company withdraws $7 billion, this Unilever withdrawal of ad money, when they withdraw $7 billion, well within their rights to do that, you know? And if Facebook were like a government, let's say the United States of America, federal government just seizes Facebook, nationalizes Facebook, right? you can't really pull that $7 billion. It doesn't really have an impact, right? So the fact that they are a private company at least gives the marketplace an opportunity to go, yeah, we're just going to pull $7 billion of ads from you because we don't like what you're doing. If they were publicly funded, we wouldn't have that option. But then again, who are the people that can actually make Facebook change? People that have $7 billion ad budgets, right? So their voice is the one that gets heard. Fascinating stuff. I don't care who you are. This right here is a big deal. And I feel like Facebook's rise, it should be met with considerable conflict. They should have to deal with incredibly difficult, mind-numbing, complicated, hard problems because they have all the money. So they can deal with these problems, and they have to. So get to work. Next, Google explains how YouTube search works. Yeah, this is obvious. This is just no-brainer stuff. Quality content. Hit that like button. You want to. Thanks to everyone who did. You need engagement. You need comments. They understand every single word I'm saying, except for the word send it rising. When I say send it rising, they think I'm saying tenderizing. I'm not saying tenderizing, YouTube. I'm saying send it rising. Send it rising. I don't know why I get it wrong every time. I check the auto captions sometimes after videos just to see what it understands and what it doesn't understand. And it pretty much understands everything, except for the name of my company. So how does YouTube search work? It works by you becoming popular. So get popular on YouTube. Okay, LinkedIn content creation. Holy smokes, we started sharing on LinkedIn fairly regularly. You should probably be sharing on LinkedIn fairly regularly. It should probably be video. Right? That's very simple. YouTube, working on a new analytics overview. Okay, fine. New information from YouTube. Kind of boring. Facebook adds new warning prompts to stop unintended sharing of older news articles. Okay, more policing from Facebook. Fine. People need visuals. We get it. Like I've said a million times before, stream is what's next. Stream is what's happening right now, I should say. Very important. Thank you, Esther. Send it rising indeed. Esther Sass. Most common website mistakes. Just get Google Search Console. Throw it on your website. That's pretty much going to solve your problems, or at least get you the information you need to solve your problems. Facebook has a dark mode. Who cares? TikTok is taking information accidentally. And look at that Facebook stock. Ooh, me oh my. Why did I not buy Facebook on March 27th? Why? What was I thinking? What were any of us thinking? March 27th, look at that. And December 21st, 2018. Will it plummet? Who knows? I don't have the answers to these questions, but I do have opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, now you know. It's Monday, the 29th of June. I love you very much. Oh my gosh. Did you know that you just have to deal with that fact? The love's coming at you. You have to deal with it. Did you know that we have an outro? It's very exciting. Also, we'll be back at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You know where to find me. Enjoy this outro. I know that you will. We'll see you tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I got to hang up with the outro. Anyone? Oh my gosh, a rocket? I love a rocket. Best rocket, greatest rocket. See you guys later.